Good evening, everyone. This is the Winnipeg Committee for Safety. Today's date is November 10th, 2024. I'm the city councilor. I'm the chairperson for this meeting. We have quorum today. We have Jesse, Barclay, Jess, and Abby with us today, and our coordinator, Tracy Proctor. We also have with us from the public service, Kevin Riel, and we have a couple of clerks. I would like to first read our land and water acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Innu, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. And to start this meeting, I would like someone to put a motion forward to allow those joining us via Zoom. So if anybody wishes to put a motion forward.
We just need one of you, Jesse.
Jesse.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor? Motion is carried. I'll pass it on to Jennifer.
Okay, well, I think the first item up is your report, Councillor Dobson, or the minutes, I guess, or the minutes of the meeting on May 23rd.
Okay, so then I would like someone to move the motion, the minutes of the meeting held on May 23rd, 2024.
Okay.
All right, for all those in favor? Motion's carried. As for a verbal report, I don't have much to report other than I'm glad we've got this meeting going, and the report cards or the who do I call cards are awesome. Just saying that ahead of time.
They're awesome and they're gone.
Seriously? Depleted?
Yeah, and that's all I've got to say for now. We'll continue on. Item number 2.
Just a reminder to those that the deadline for applications to apply to the Winnipeg Committee for Safety is this Friday. So unfortunately, Barclay, we hate to lose you, but we're glad you're here with us today. And I believe Jesse has successfully reapplied, and we look forward to reviewing all those applications once they're all in. I don't have the list, so I don't know who has applied and who hasn't, but yeah.
Barclay, is there anything we can do to change your mind?
With all the influence and might of the city of Winnipeg, let me think about that. No, it's a beautiful experience. It's great. I just won't have the time to dedicate to it in a way that I'd like to. So I appreciate that you allow me to bow out.
Well, we appreciate your service, and appreciate if you're willing to stick with us for just a couple more meetings, and then we can let you go. But yeah, we, as you can see from the number of us, we are going to have about a 50% turnover of the committee. So Abby Oden and Jess, if you have not reapplied yet, you have until October 18th to resubmit your application to continue on, because yeah, if you don't do it, then that's it. Your time is up as well. But I'm hoping that we've got some. I think we've got some new people. I've been really trying to beat the bushes and invite some people that are interested, and so yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get back up to full speed and carry on. Yeah.
May I? I believe my term is up in December 31st, I think, and I'm happy to fulfill that obligation. If we have someone that we think would be a good fit, can we send them your way?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if you want to give them my email address or even just shoot me theirs, then I can send them the details for how to apply. And yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the rules. You have to find someone to replace you.
Tracy?
Yes?
Did you say that I had to let the dogs out? I'm sorry. Did you say that I had to reapply?
Yes. Yeah. Does she?
I don't think she's one of them.
Because my term,
Yeah.
yeah, my term
No.
for
My
this.
mistake. If your term's not up, you do not have to
Yeah.
reapply.
Yeah,
Okay.
term is up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She's one of the few.
We're safe.
Have another person joining, Roxy?
Oh, good. Moxie's with us. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, Moxie. Good to see you. See you there?
Yeah,
he's
yes,
there.
there he is. Right on.
Okay. So if we, so that was just really an information piece. So if someone wants to move the citizen members as information, please. Can they hear me? Okay.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, motion's carried. And item number 3 is a neighborhood watch forum, and it's Saturday, November 16th, 2024. And before I go any further on my introduction, I actually accidentally said November 10th. It's October 10th
Yeah,
today.
because if this thing was only 6 days away, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, and that's because I was reading this year in November, so that's why I said November. Okay,
Okay, so in the meantime of when we decided to host this neighborhood watch forum, you've all got my email that it's November 16th, and hopefully have saved that date in your calendars, because I think I'm gonna need some help that day. Inspector Rial and I had a meeting on Tuesday to talk a little bit about my interactions with the neighborhood watch groups over the summer. I've met with some of them, heard from a lot of them via email, had some phone conversations, and so I've been glad to have the chance to do that, because I think that when I look back at our original terms of reference for the committee, it's something that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be helping community groups that are working on safety initiatives in the city, and you know, I don't know if we kind of got away from it, or it just wasn't something that was something for us to work on. But there are roughly around 200 neighborhood watch groups operating in the city, and while I don't have a breakdown of them by who's operating in what ward or what police district, I hope to capture that information during the online registration process that I'm going to send out soon. And so by the day of the event, we'll have a good handle on who's operating where. But I've talked to people from all parts of the city, so I think they're operating everywhere, and by the sounds of it, you know, are doing a good job, and some are, you know, like quite organized and large from what I think. And I wouldn't hazard a guess to say there's probably 1,000 people participating in this program. So it's big, and all the more reason that we should probably help them. And some things that they kind of had common concerns about was a way to establish a better communication system amongst the groups themselves. And so I don't think that's going to be too hard to do, especially when we have them all together in one room. And not that this is a fault of the police service, but just the rules that I think these are more so the rules that the city has, that they can't share the contact information for all those members. So even for me to communicate with them, I had to go through the community relations department of the police service to be able to work with them. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, but Brenda, that is the administrative person in that area, is very helpful and sends out information on my behalf. So I appreciate her very much. And yeah, like I think if they have the chance to get to know each other, set up some, you know, ways to communicate in their own areas of the city or their own neighborhoods, that's going to be very helpful to them. A lot of the groups said that they would like to be able to put up signage in their neighborhoods, and there is, sometimes you see them around the city, those blue and white signs that say this area is, you know, monitored by Neighborhood Watch. There are no avenue, there's no avenue currently for them to get those signs. The city doesn't provide them, nor does the police service. From my experience with Citizens on Patrol, they're very expensive. So I'm going to look into the cost of those and the logistics of, because the city would still have to install install them for the groups, but I think there's probably ways they could access funding to purchase those, and it would be better to do it in a large way than each group trying to procure their own signs. So work on that, and also a lot of them weren't aware of, in general, what city services are available to help them with this work. So we're going to have presentations from the Winnipeg Committee for Safety, from the police service, from bylaw enforcement is something that could be very helpful to them. And I've asked the mayor to come and say a few words to the group. I don't know if he'll be able to do that. His assistant responded to me, but if he can't, then you're going to have to do it, Councillor Dawson.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that there's an opportunity for them to find out that there's a lot of resources and support out there for them from assorted areas of the city, aside from just the police service. And yeah, I'm happy that we're going to be able to help them. So we'll have some presentations in the morning. Leah Castro, if you're familiar with her from Community 204 Volunteering, she's kind of famous in the city. She's agreed to help with some of this and do a presentation at that event. And their group, just sort of on their own privately, have been helping some neighborhood watch groups to get established and to provide them with some funding and equipment and things that they need, and they're doing that out of private money that they collect themselves. So I think that's very generous of them, but I don't think they're going to be able to fund 200 groups. So yeah, we gotta get them a little more organized. But yeah, so I there's not many of us left, but I probably am going to need some help that day, because I'm guessing there could be anywhere from 100 to 200 people that are going to show up at this thing. I'll know once I do the registration, and I'll keep you in the loop about what's happening with that. But that's where we're at for now.
That sounds pretty good. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, could we have a motion to receive this information?
Tracy, do you want to try and recruit a team or anything, or just information is fine?
I'm going to say consider yourselves recruited. Because we're a pretty small group. I know that that Leela and some of her volunteers will come and help that day, but since us as a committee, and I know this is weird for us, we don't usually do stuff outside of these meetings, which I don't necessarily think is a good thing. So I'm happy that we're getting the chance to work on a little side project as a group. We'll see how that goes, but I mean, if you can't spare the time, I understand, but yeah, even if you can just come for a little bit, that would be great. And yeah, I'm sure that there amongst the neighborhood watch groups, I'm going to be able to snag enough people to help with some of the heavy lifting. But we're having it at Pritchard Park Community Center, and I was there for a meeting a couple of weeks ago, so I was able to look at the room. It's a really good space, and there's enough parking and stuff around there. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good place to host the event.
Okay, so just a mover then.
Okay. Someone want to move that? Just need a hand up. Anybody? There we go. All those in favor? Okay, the motion's carried.
And I had this on my list and I forgot, not that it has to be part of the motion, but I was wondering if at the October 24th council meeting, you would mention this event.
I can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just send me an email on what you want me to say, and I will speak right at the start of the meeting.
Yeah, sounds good. That would be great. I have invited all the city councilors to attend as well. And so far, no one has responded for sure that they're coming, but I just emailed them on Friday, so.
And you've just committed me, so.
Yes. You're voluntold.
Okay, item number 4 is who do I call cards?
So the cards have been a hit, not that I thought they wouldn't be. And if you had come in person, I would have given you a bundle of these to have a look at. So if you recall, we approved the spending of $2,000 to produce 20,000 cards. And I had requests for cards for over 55,000. So I wasn't able to fulfill any full orders for any groups that asked for cards. I shorted everybody, and I didn't produce any French cards, which there was requests for them. And unfortunately, we have paid to have them all translated into French. And so I feel bad that we weren't able to do that. But and Councillor Dobson can vouch for this because he saw me here lots of days mailing out the cards, and so they're pretty much all gone now. I have a very small supply left that I'm just keeping on hand for in case we need to, you have some for something, but the library services ordered just on their own, they ordered over 49,000 cards. So that's a lot, but that they would go to all the libraries. The community connection space in Millennium Library uses a lot of them, so they were sad that they didn't get as many as they wanted. Recreation services for the city also ordered some. The General Council of Community Centers ordered some. Seven Oaks Hospital, St. Boniface Hospital, Health Sciences Center, the WRHA ordered some. A few of their departments ordered them. Anchor, which is All Nations Coordinated Response Network, Child and Family Services, they put in a big order. Agent Opportunity, Thrive Community Safety Circle, Nine Circles Clinic, The Link, which used to be McDonald Youth Services, the Patikwe Skate Park that operates inside of Portage Place ordered some, and Human Resources and Skills Development Canada put in a big order, and I was not able to help them out either, but I have a good sense now of the types of organizations that want the cards, so that's helpful. There's a lot of health related organizations that are ordering the cards, but I think I don't really have a sense of like how many in a whole year we would need, but the ordering the cards in a larger volume makes the price of them a lot less. So like even though 20,000 seems like a lot of cards, that's a small order. If I was to up that order to 100,000 cards, they would be about a third of the price. So there's an advantage to ordering more. Everyone that I've sent orders of cards to, I've mentioned to them that we are short of funds to produce the cards, and that if they happen to know of some funding that might be available, but I think there could be an advantage to approach the WRHA and see if that it's something that they might be willing to contribute to. I figure we would need somebody to chip in about $5,000. At least to get another batch made, but it could even be more than that. I'm not sure what the demand for these could be, but they're definitely there's a good response for them. So we're on the right track. We just need a fairy godmother to pay for more of them. And you all, in your networks or anyone you might happen to know, feel free if you want to see what they look like and you haven't yet. They're all on our webpage on the city's website. So you can look at, there's 12 different topics there. You can look at all of them and see what they are. It's just that if you print them off the website, they just print off as a full 8.5 by 11 sheet. So it's not very easy to carry around as opposed to the print versions that fold up to be 3 by 5 inches in size. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas about that or wins the lottery anytime soon, please contact me.
And I should make a note that I gave a couple of those cards or a couple bundles to the MLAs in my ward, just so that hopefully I can hit them up for money later. Not sure yet.
Well, never know.
So is there any other discussion on the who do I call cards? Seeing no No other discussion? Are we gonna receive this as information then?
And I was gonna mention too, the
Okay.
three most runaway popular cards are meal supports, mental health supports, and sexual violence. Those three cards are ordered the most of any of them. So,
That's good to know.
yeah.
Okay,
Just a
No.
mover, please.
a mover or a motion? There we go. All those in favor of receiving this information? Motion is carried. Verbal update.
From the coordinators.
From the coordinators.
Keep right on talking.
Don't stop talking.
As our committee is a member of the, and I'm gonna really try hard to say this correctly. It used to be called the Winnipeg, it's basically the City of Winnipeg Indigenous Relations Department, but the group that works on the MMIWG stuff. And that group, we sit on there as a representative member. They meet just a couple of times a year, and so they had a meeting on September 26th that I attended on our behalf, and we had some good presentations. One of them was from this organization used to be called the Winnipeg Indigenous Executive Circle. It's now called Giganawan Imananeg. And if you, because I haven't sent out the news brief this week, last Friday, there was a big event in Winnipeg and that was attended by all levels of government. And it was to discuss the creation of a red dress alert for missing and murdered women. And so Winnipeg is going to be the city that is piloted in, and whatever gets developed here then would probably roll out across the rest of the country. But the reason it's getting piloted here in Winnipeg is because Winnipeg is the epicenter for murdered and missing Indigenous women in Canada. So it's not by accident that the group here is working on it. So Giganawan Imananeg is tasked with working on that, and they'll develop that with funding from all three levels of government over the next, I'm not sure how many months or how long they have to do that, but the event, they had it at Club Regent, and there was no room left in Club Regent for people to attend. There was a waiting list, so they put out an online thing for people to be able to watch online, and that filled up to capacity in no time. So there was not even room to attend it. It was so big. So as part of that group that I met with on September 26th, we had a conversation or a presentation, I should say, from a group of people that is trying to form a ride service for Indigenous women in Winnipeg. And there was, if you recall or were familiar, there was a volunteer organization called ICWAY that was Indigenous women that were on a volunteer basis giving women rides places, but it was I think difficult to find enough volunteers to do it all the time, as well as the people in the group to have access to vehicles to do it. And when the pandemic came, I think that kind of finished them off. But there is a significant problem for Indigenous women and public transportation in Winnipeg. And so this group is trying to get a ride service going, but that's not an easy thing to do. If you're going to make it an actual similar to Uber or something like that, they have a lot of hurdles to overcome. But we'll keep track of what they're doing, and who knows, there could be something we could support them with. Not money, but you never know. And also. Just sort of looking at the state of safety for Indigenous women in the city. And I was interested to find out that there is a lot of Inuit women that come to Winnipeg for assorted things, medical appointments or other things that they're not often the same services that other women from other Indigenous groups are available are not available to Inuit women. They're not considered in that same classification. And so if they do have to come here for some reason and stay in Winnipeg for a while, they have a difficult time and they struggle a lot. So not that I think we could do anything about it, but it was just something I was surprised to hear about. So that segues into something else that no one that's currently on the committee would remember this, but there is an initiative called the Winnipeg Safe Cities Initiative that around 2013, I'll give you a bit of background on it, but Winnipeg was selected as the first city in Canada to join the United Nations Women's Safe Cities and Safe Public Spaces Global Program. So first in Canada. And so through that, this Winnipeg Safe Cities Initiative was created. And so the city partnered with the province, and that was mainly the Status of Women division that was part of that, the Winnipeg Police Service, and other organizations that were serving women in Winnipeg. And so the mandate of that was for the city to reduce and prevent violence against women, girls, and gender diverse people in public spaces. And so that would include city centers, libraries, buses, bus stops, taxi cabs, parks, streets, sidewalks, any public place. And so initially that work was undertaken by our committee, the Winnipeg Committee for Safety. And so it was sort of an add-on to the work that we did. And I'm not sure exactly when, although I do recall, because I was a member on the committee at the time, the work got its own funding and got transferred to be a separate initiative. But the person who was coordinating the Winnipeg Committee for Safety was also coordinating the Winnipeg Safe Cities Initiative, which is difficult because those two things have such close names. But anyways, I started shortly after I took on this role. I also started the coordination of the WSCI, and late last year the funding for it got canceled. It was funded out of the mayor's office, and so the funding ended, and that was the end of it. But Councillor Gilroy has worked doggedly to get that funding back, and she managed to do it this summer, only for a temporary period till the end of this year. So I have been reinstated as the coordinator of that for this temporary period. And so we're doing some public engagement sessions with different women's groups in the city to create a strategic plan for what will happen and move forward with this work. And I can't really say what will happen, but in the short term, I'm going to be busy between doing that work, and we're working with the Canadian Centre for Safer Communities on that, which is formerly the Canadian Network for Municipal Crime Prevention, and that's who did our strategic plan for us. If you recall, they've changed their name, but anyways, we're working with them on this plan. So I just thought I would let you know that that I'm doing that work, and that there is still a link to our committee and involvement in that stuff as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I'm going to be busy until the end of this year. And so that's, I think, the other thing I wanted to talk about was our meetings for the rest of the year. And so this meeting got moved, but we have another meeting scheduled for October 25th, which is just a couple of weeks from now. And so I'm wondering if you would want to maybe forego that meeting. It was one of our informal meetings. And then devote that time to not necessarily helping me to organize the neighborhood watch forum, but that, if you were willing to help with that, that's going to count as some extra volunteer hours for you this fall. So it's up to you though. If you still want to go ahead with the meeting on October 25th, we can do that. I just don't know how much other stuff I'll have to tell you about in the short space of 2 weeks, but past that, we have another meeting on November 20th that is a formal meeting. And so I think at that meeting, we should discuss our work plan for 2025 and get that framed out a little bit because it has to get approved in January by EPC. So that we would kind of work on that at that meeting and then our December meeting is an informal one again. And since we're gonna have a large group of new people joining us, and they will all be approved as committee members on December 12th at the city council meeting. I was hoping maybe a few days after that, we could get together in person, that time only, and kind of introduce all the new members, get them oriented a little bit, have a little bit of a farewell for Barkley because he deserves it. And
Wait, he's not leaving.
unless he changes his mind, and you know, maybe have, you know, a little bit of some food and something to drink, not, you know, if there's any money left after that forum. But yeah, I just thought, you know, maybe that's the way we could sort of end off the year. And I think just even for that one time, if those new members are coming on board and we could all be together at an in-person meeting, that would be a good way to get them started off on the committee and that we could say we all know each other. So does anyone have any thoughts on any of that? Does anyone care if we move the October 25th meeting? You're okay if we forego that? Then okay. So then we would meet again on November 16th at the Neighborhood Watch Forum. And then our official committee meeting would be November 20th at 5 p.m. It's already scheduled. And then in December, we'll have an in-person meeting. I was thinking December 16th or 17th, if it's kind of close to Christmas. I don't know why I had it scheduled for the 19th before, like in the year-long plan. And I thought, who would schedule a meeting that close to Christmas? But yeah, if you know, I can send out an email with those dates and times and stuff and the purpose of each of those meetings, if that's going to make things easier to understand. So essentially we would have the Neighborhood Watch Forum and 2 more meetings, one in November, one in December. And at that December meeting, we'll also hash out a plan for meeting dates and times for the 2025 meeting schedule. Sounds okay? Jess Smith likes it.
And at that point, I should point out that we will have the new members online so that we can meet the new people.
Yeah.
Wherever they may be. Okay, so that's our verbal update from our chair, our committee coordinator. All those in favor of receiving that as information? Oh, I can't, no. Someone has to put a motion, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Jess gave us the thumbs up. So
Okay, we'll go with Jeff, okay.
I saw Muxie's hand there.
All right, so, and everybody was in favor of it. Motion's carried. Item number 6, verbal update from the crime prevention branch.
Luxie, do you have anything to share with us?
I don't have a lot to share, but I came across a piece of legislation that the province is introducing, which will regulate the retail sale of long-bladed weapons.
Yes.
Yeah, including, you know, machetes and knives and swords. So I thought that might be something interesting to share with you. But from crime prevention office, I do not have any update, basically.
And Inspector Rial, because you weren't with us in September, your item got dropped from this agenda, but do you want to speak to anything? Or could you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I can throw an update in here. Just again, working with Tracy towards the neighborhood watch forum that'll be coming up. Looking forward to that. Our officers are working with Constable Jones and looking forward to participating, and also having our Crime Stoppers team, I think, is coming out for a presentation as well. So that's an interesting, and really looking forward to having everybody together. It's been a while, that's for sure. So and to see the numbers that we're going to have will be good. I guess an update I could throw out would be about the violent crime retail theft strategy that has been talked about and discussed. It's been very prevalent in the news, and we just recently on last Friday had a conference amongst the retail council of Canada there, and very excited about what we're doing. Our part in the community relations unit, it was a 3-prong approach with that we had, of course, enforcement, our proactive patrols, and then our community engagement, and our division with community relations being in charge of the community engagement, where we were getting out into the community, speaking directly with the retailers, with staff, with checking on stores, providing that safety information, and then also getting into the community and actually speaking with the customers, the people, and talking about how they're feeling safe and what we could do better there. So holding information sessions and providing information for online and confirming just how to report for retailers. It's been a huge success, and really has done a lot of increased a lot of the safety, the culture of safety in our community, and has really done a great job. So interesting to see. I'm not 100% sure how we move forward or continue to move forward with the plan after the overtime strategy is done, but hopefully we can keep this rolling and continue with, well, specifically our engagement side with community relations division, getting out and meeting with these retailers who we keep getting now emails from, which is great. And we're reaching out and making these contacts and bringing everybody together so that everybody has access to that information regarding the safety strategies. So other than that, that's kind of my update, unless anybody has any questions or anything like that they'd want to bring forward.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you have been out meeting with the business owners and hearing their concerns, do you find that most of them are like they were already doing everything they could to ensure that theft was difficult to take place? Or did you find that there was some education that might have been lacking on, some of the just ways they were doing things in their locations?
Yeah, we found that people were aware of all strategy, like of a lot of the strategies that we had. I mean, obviously the very top end things that we recommend are cameras and information like that, but cameras aren't the only answer. There's so many different issues to look into, of just even how we're greeting people coming in and how to align during business hours. Some simple strategies that we can advise. We also try to look at physical makeup of a store as well, and try to provide some assistance and help in that information of how to lock up certain items. People are aware of those things, but even just as simple as even online reporting, a lot of the reporting wasn't done, and we can't really focus our strategies if we're not aware of where hotspots are. So focusing on the understanding that it's very easy and simple to report online, you can get that done, and then that way we're aware of what's happening and we can focus our strategies in the community. So big strategies like cameras, understanding how to, keeping bags at the front, stuff like that. That's a pretty simple and easy understanding. A lot of those are known, but then talking about safety items, reaffirming those safety strategies, but then also online reporting, helping us to help them so that we can know what's going on and reporting those, because trying to make it easier, we create QR codes for the store so that they can just report online in just, a few minutes, really getting online and entering that information.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And do you feel like the reporting was not happening because they didn't necessarily know how to do it, or did they just feel it was pointless since it wouldn't likely like lead to a resolution if it's too expensive to try and prosecute somebody for the amount of stuff they've stolen?
Yeah, probably a little bit of both. Because through COVID and through increase in technology, the reporting process online has changed. And there's now it's a very simple way to go through, and we're allowing more and more types of crimes and the degree of crime to be reported online. Therefore, I mean, what started out with online reporting was very little that you could report, and now you can report a lot of different things. So getting that information out there, but also probably I think there was, people were pretty down about not seeing us, and our ability to now to get back out and face to face and meet with the community and see those retailers and be able to, give the fact that we are there for them and have them know that we can actually do this and work together. I think that, brought us, they have a little more confidence in what we were doing and saw the difference with us patrolling and us engaging and being involved. And I think that made a big difference as well, because people didn't think, oh, nothing happens. We would follow up. We were able to come in. We were able to answer questions and then be able to get some more done, because having that time to actually be there made a world of difference.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a stretch, but if in the police service deciding to, be able to continue that program on, although I know the overtime would probably be the biggest factor, would a letter from the Winnipeg Committee for Safety saying that we are supportive of an initiative like that to continue and speak to the value of it, would that help?
I'm sure any little bit would help like that, for it to move forward. I think, of course, like the overtime moving forward, and just to be clear, it's the overtime allows those officers to be focused on just that work, because adding just another amount of work, something else has to fall off the list of to-dos. And fortunately, with having the overtime, they could focus just on that work. It's great to have it continue forward. We're now trying to figure out how we can work that together into our already long list of duties and neighborhood watch groups, other things that we run as well that we don't want to lose focus on, that we want to maintain our coverage and not allow to slide up to the side, so we can keep up our efforts and everything that we're doing right now.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Thank you very much for that report. That was really in-depth and very good. And it's nice to know you guys are doing such a great job.
Thank you.
So I need someone to put in a motion to accept this or receive this as information. Somebody put up your hand. There we go. Okay, all those in favor? Motion's carried. Now.
Well, we have a few minutes left, which usually we're running right up to the clock, but is there anything anybody else wanted to ask, discuss, or bring up if we've got a few extra minutes? If you're good, then we can.
Seeing nothing, I need a motion for.
Actually,
Oh,
I've got something.
Yeah.
Would you folks mind reiterating the information about November 16th, please?
Yeah, I can send that out again.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And we were invited to attend that, is what I heard.
Or what?
We were invited to attend that November 16th event?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, now, if someone wants to put a motion to adjourn. There we go. All those in favor? Meeting is adjourned. Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good to
Good night.
see you.